Good morning, all. Today I am going to discuss the topic grading of timber, and as we know, why this grading is necessary for timber, as uh, for sale purpose, for to control the quality of timber also, as the graded timbers are having more prices and higher prices as compared to the non-graded or poorly graded or lower graded ones. Okay, if we have mixed lot without any grading, then the purchasers may gives rise or may propose medium or average rates for that lot. Okay, if we have grading of that lot as per A, B, C and lower grade, then definitely we will have higher grade for A and B class, and average rates for that medium like C and D classes. Okay, but in case of non-grading, there will be great loss of the concerning authorities or agencies. For this, we must have to have grading of timbers. Like uh, then we have to go for some historical point of views when this grading or this sorting of timber was started, and for which species also, in which country, right? As we know, the grading is the intelligent choice of timber for specific purposes, and it was first practiced in Sweden during 1764, while in India it was started itself in FRI, and was known by timber grading or grading rules. Okay, the first set of written grading rules was reported for Swedish pine in 1764, as mentioned here, and the maximum development in this field has been noted in USA and Canada only, where the species for different uses have been classified according to agreement between supplier and consumer, right? Then in India, the interest towards grading was first shown by FRI and the various forest department of some states like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, etc. Okay, and obviously Uttarakhand was one of them also, as FRI was situated and is situated in Uttarakhand only. At present, most of the forests in India are obviously state owned, and the forest department have evolved their own grading or grades for various species where the extraction and sale are in excess, right? The term grading has been used to distinguish not only single piece of timber of any species, but also for different group of species and their properties. Okay, these gradings are based on several criterion actually that will discussed in upcoming pages, and the grading rules are generally issued by recognized institutions like ISI, like ISO, and various other organizations, right? In recent past, the Indian Standard Institution, as I have mentioned, ISI, has drawn several grading specifications on national basis for conifers and non-coniferous material for some specific purposes, and that specific purpose is normally timber use. Okay, and construction purposes. Then we move to what is the purpose and scope of grading, as I have discussed in very first note. Being a biological product, timber exhibits considerable variability in its quality, and why this variability exists therein actually, as the timber and different species are growing in different climatic conditions, and their nutritional, their biological, their climatical and various other aspects are quite differing among all the locations. Okay, in such a way, the growth pattern of the timber and the wood is quite different among the individuals or among the material of different locality, right? therefore have a tough competition from industrial and engineering products for with respect to these wood products, okay, or the timbers, which are usually manufactured to desirable specification and maintained with intensive care, right? In order to minimize such variations, there may introduction of greater confidence in its use and effect on national economy. Thus, timber required to be suitably graded before actual sale and use. Right, the farming or the framing of grading rules for classification of timber into various classes was done on the basis of species, then its use, size, presence of defects, and other physical features. Right. Uh, then the essentials of any grading system for preparing individual specification for uh, species or end uses are as follows. Okay, clauses to regulate the quality in accordance with demand and supply, clear definition of the grades or classes, both qualitatively and quantitatively, keeping in view their impact on price structure, right? Identification and evaluation of factors those influence the quality, utilization, and price structure of timber, right? Then we will discuss here the systems of various systems of grading, and firstly we have to describe the present system. And the timber is broadly classified into its botanical origin, such as hardwood and softwood, as mentioned earlier, also conifer or non-coniferous wood. Further classification is done according to species, the size of timber, size and shape of timber, and presence of defects on a particular item, right? The last category is further divided into structural and stress grading, okay? And the second one, that is normal or commercial grading, or sometimes also known by utility grading, right? Here the structural or stress grading is giving here in detail. These two terms are quite oftenly used synonymically, and species or materials are graded only by the consideration of principal stresses to which the material is likely to be subjected, right? Structural grading is referring to the principle under which the species or material are graded on the basis of various defects. Those can be seen by the naked eye, which may have known effect on the strength properties of uh, material, right? The purpose of this system of grading of timber is to provide material of more or less uniform strength for specific purposes, right? In India, structural timber for building purpose are classified into these four grades, right? uh, First one is select grade, and select grade means the top grade, and timber contains defects not more than 12.5%, right? This is second grade as per hierarchy, the standard grade, and here the timber contains defect more than 12.5 but less than 25%, right? And then we move to next third grade, grade 3, that is common grade, or here the timber the defects present between 25 to 37.5%, right? And the last grade, that is the structure grade, and here the timber contains the defects more than 37.5%, but these should be less than 50%, right? Otherwise the material or the timber will be only for the purpose of this fuel wood, okay? Next we have second type, that is normal or commercial grade, or sometimes known by utility grading, right? In the simple way, it is the grading in which defects are not visible in the timber, and these can be specified by following method how the timber are graded under this category. And various practice of grading of timber in India are using, and these are discussed here in one by one. Okay, the grade classification based on dimensional and general appearance. Okay, uh, the dimension of girth and length for logs and length, width and thickness for converted material are measured according to specified methods, right? This method is prevalent in Kerala and Mysore. Okay, under this system, teak is classified into 4 grades with 2 subclasses in each grade, right? Next, we have second method, that is grade classification based on base ultimate use of logs and converted material. Okay, this system is common in Andhra Pradesh and some parts of Chennai, and observed to be one of the quickest method of grading and marking, right? In this system, timber can be classified or graded on the best possible use for beam, planks, scantlings, and various other uses. Okay, each grade is further divided into A, B, C to indicate the occurrence of defects in that timber. Okay, then we move to third method, that is grade classification based purely on the defects and estimates of out-turn. Okay, that is also known by output. Under this system, teak is classified into 4 grades in some areas of Madhya Pradesh, while in some areas it is classified into 2 grades, right? Next, we have grade classification that is based on evaluation of units of defects and fixing the number of units permissible for a standard volume in each grade, right? This system is currently practiced in Mumbai region. Sometime an out-turn is also indicated in each grade, right? Then we have grading of timber. This is quite separate. The earlier one was separate. Okay, this is a separate method, and this grading of timber is based on ISO, Indian Standard Organization. Generally, this ISO organization provide certification to various agencies like health department, like education systems in India, like various other industries. Okay, here this timber is also graded as per ISO. Okay, the Indian standard 1629 to 1660, leaving the select grade as it is. Okay, the standard grade is referred to as grade 1, grade 1st, and common grade as grade 2nd, right? In addition to the above classification of timber, there are some criterions which also limits the use of timber for structural purposes, right? According to different sources, and here the Indian standards, light timber having a weight of less than 75% of average weight of that species, that is not to be used for structure, right? This is the criterion for of ISO. Okay, similarly, timber with loose grains, splits, compression wood in conifers, heart wood rot and sapwood rot with hole containing live insect infestation and various other categories are not allowed in the structural use under this ISO, right? As per the Indian standards, species are classified into 3 groups on the basis of their strength, right? As per this ISO. Okay, number 1 is super group. The module of elasticity is more than 1 to 6000 kg per square centimeter, right? And the module of rupture is more than 180 kg per centimeter square, right? Next one is the standard group, and these are a specification of the standard group, right? Then we have third, ordinary group, and here again the module of elasticity is reduced down, and that is 98,000 kg per square centimeter to 56,000 kg per square centimeter, right? And module of rupture is more than 85 kg per square centimeter, right? Then we have third method of grading of timber, and it is generally used locally, or in as we can say, this is used by some states, or there may some grading as per different states also. Okay, uh, here I am talking about Uttarakhand state, and timber is graded in Uttarakhand by logging department of Uttarakhand is as per uh, here follows. Okay, grading and categorization of various type of timber that is received or sold in forest sales depot in India, especially in Uttarakhand, is as follows, right? The number one grade, that is this is actually meant for sawn timber. Okay, and this samoda is the first grade, and it includes special grade 1 and 2 that passing all the rejections in timber. Okay, the timber which is better than grade first will be classed as special, and rest is classed as passing rejections. Okay, and that is number one grade, right? Next we have samoda with single vein. Okay, when the timber is sawn from the outer portion of log, vein appears on one corner. Okay, one corner side of the scant. This vein reduce the output of plant and reduce their size during sowing, and this is the single vein. Okay, here I would like to draw as I have discussed in other chapter, another chapter, that is the conversion of timber, or in that I also used to draw the picture of this. Suppose this is one section of log. Okay, here this is log, and if we are going to saw it by using cross cut saws. Okay, here we have this, and okay, then the resultant will be like this. Three corners are sharp, but one corner is round. Okay, as the picture appears herein. Okay, and this is samoda with single vein, and the specifications are here. Then we have next one, samoda with double vein, and the picture appear like this when the vein is appear on the two corners of scant, right? Then we have the B class timber, that is second number of this grading. First one was samoda. Okay, samoda, and then next we have this B class timber. It is consisting the timber that having defects like partly rotten ends, corners, splits, cracks, cup sack, twisted and spiral grains of timber, deformed or dishaped timber, right? Timber with borer holes. Okay, then we have next uh, grid, that is and this hierarchy is coming towards uh, lower grades. Okay, and this the third one is chill with benki, and this benki is actually an insect. The chill, dry, dirt and fallen timbers are sometimes attacked by benki, which is resembled to the borer attack. Okay, and it reduces the quality of timber, obviously, if it is present inside that timber, right? Then we have next grade, that is rotten or C class timber, right? If the existing rot in timber extends more than 60% on any scants or logs, then it will be classed as C. Okay, or C means I think towards last grade. Then we have next category, and this is again in hierarchy towards the lower categories, or this is broken pieces. These are stacked separately in depots and classed as broken pieces. These are generally used for small structural purposes. Okay, then we have broad-leaved timber, and this is the category that is also with sawn and rough squared or logs category. Okay, it is classed in forest depot at 1, 2, 3 and 4th grade. Okay, uh, as similar in the conifer one. Okay, as we have discussed here up to 3 third number. Okay, these broad-leaved species are also graded as first, second, third and fourth grade. Okay, depending on their quality and dimensions. Here next we have huckleys. This is again a local term, and this timber cannot be used for any structural purpose, and it is mostly in the size of 5 to 7 feet of length, and usually resulted after uncontrolled falling and splitting. When the control is lost during landing of the falling tree, sometime it would fall on the bigger stone pieces, and it will result in uneven falling and splitting of the timber, and resultant piece are wooden pieces are huckleys. Okay, then we have next or last category of this grading, that is dimdima, and this is rough squared timber piece with 40 inches width and 2 to 5 feet length, mostly used for small structural purposes. Okay, and this would of any species of like conifer or broad-leaved. Okay, then we moves to this is the end of all the grading system we have discussed here. Three type of gradings as the present system, then structural one, and then local grading systems. Okay, in those are operating or practicing in India. Okay, then we moves to some defects of timber. These on the basis of these actually gradings are conducted on the timbers. Okay, and this thing is already discussed in another subjects also. Here I would like to list only, and would not like to discuss them in very detail. Okay, the most important factors those influence grading and then utilization are defects. Those are present in the material to be graded. Okay, the limitation of the permitted defects distinguishes the material of one grade from another, right? The cumulative effect of defects gives a total estimate of the entire degrades due to all the defects present simultaneously in the material. Okay, and here are some common defects. Those are present in different species and those affect the measurement and evaluation of timber. And the first one is check, and this is identified by separation of fibers along the grains observed on longitudinal surface or on the end surfaces. Okay, this is measured by length and width of maximum separation of fibers, and rarely by depth. Okay, then we move to next decay or rots. This is identified by brownish or light gray patches on surface of material. Okay, then we have flutes. These are identified on the surface of a log as longitudinal depressions. Okay, and are measured by their lengths on the longitudinal surface. Okay, then we move to next defect, that is holes, and these are different type of holes caused by insects, birds, mechanical injuries. Okay, on the surface of timbers. Then we have in bark, and it is identified as patches of bark or other material partially or wholly enclosed inside the wood, and it is measured and evaluated in the same way as the knots. These are actually impression the, when the branches were cut at the very younger ages, like pole up young tree stage and then afterward, and after full growth of tree, if we are making their cross sections or this sawing is done, then we these type of in bark situations are appeared for those earlier pruned branches impression. Okay, and then we have knots. This is similar to that in barking, that is identified as the basal portion of a branch which was earlier cut off from the stem, as I was discussing in last slide. Okay, and these are oval or circular in shape, and these also affect the quality of timber. Okay, then we have sake, and it is identified on the cross section of material as partial or complete separation between the adjoining layer or tissues. Okay, and these are classified as heart shake, ring shake, cup shake, and star shake. Okay, all the shake except star shake are measured by their length and maximum width of the opening. Right, next we have this spiral grain, or in a long in a log, this is identified as the grain on the surface spiraling along the length of that log. Okay, or it is a type of defect again. Thank you.